here with, of course, the power couple from India. We got Brijesh and Yashu. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you guys doing?
Perfect, Trevor, and thank you so much for having us together, and thank you so much for inviting us.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So let's get started.
Yes. Okay.
How did you meet?
So we met in 2001. Basically, we got admission in Bharati Medical College, and we met in the first year of MBBS. So that was our first meeting in the class.
So it was in the auditorium, the class,
medical
the lecture hall,
college.
the lecture hall.
In the lecture hall.
Yes.
Actually, no, before lecture hall, what happened is I had a conversation with Brijesh over a phone call. And I was not knowing. He gave me a call in the hostel. I was there in the hostel.
Right.
I heard his voice and said, oh man, who is this? And then when I went into the class, I said, Brijesh, why did you call me? So it was, I think, master plan has no flaws. So this is how we got together.
That's what she remembers.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you want to clarify that for us.
I'll clarify it because we started, our class started in April 2001. Okay, and obviously it was MBBS first year, so everyone was like, okay, now we are into a professional course. And once you start a professional course, the second part of life is to have a life partner also. So that was always there at the back of my mind. And there were a lot of girls, but the one girl who used to be quite silent and not interacting with anyone else. So my focus was there. So
And then?
As a result of that focus, that call happened, and that's what she remembers.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say you made the first move or she made the first move? So you reached out.
Huh?
You reached out and
Yes.
contacted her, and that was the
Yes.
random phone call you received.
Yes.
How did you get her number?
It was hostel number, girls hostel number.
Yeah.
You just called the hostel.
Yeah. And that's what I think she's very right in the saying that master plan, because I called to that number and she picked up the call.
I was going through that area and phone was ringing and
she
I just picked up the call and he said, hello, Menka, yes, who is this? Then he said, I'm Brijesh. Menka, yes, Brijesh. Actually, he wanted to talk to some other person because of some work.
Yes.
And I picked up the call. So that is, when I hear a master plan has no flaws, I say, yes, it's true. We were
Clearly.
destined to meet
Yes.
and we met.
Let's fast forward to the point where you decided to make a departure from medicine into entrepreneurship. What was so difficult about making that decision? Yashu?
It was not too much difficult for me because, when I got this business, I was in my final year of MD pathology. And I have a clear thought. Before marrying Brijesh, I had a clear thought, me and my father, that we will build a hospital. That was my thought and my father's thought also. So, but when I met Brijesh and we wanted to have a love marriage, my father has only one thought. I have worked hard enough in my life. This is what my father used to say when I was young. So I don't want you to work harder. I want you to live like a life of a princess. So we'll build a hospital, we'll run a hospital. But when I told about Brijesh to my father, he has no problem with anybody. He has only one issue. You together will be doing job. And in a job, you can only build one house. That's it. That was his concern. And I just reassure my father, we together will be working hard and we'll make our life easy. And I know one day you will be proud on me. But trust me, after marrying, within 2-3 months, I realized my father was correct. And when I got this opportunity, everything I said, with this platform, I can make my father proud. I was not aware how much successful I would be, but I will give my blood and sweat to this and I will make him proud. Before joining QNet and after joining QNet, there's a huge difference. Yashu before QNet was completely an introvert girl and now I became more confident. So it was an easy move for me because I could see my father dream fulfilling through this business.
Brijesh? What was so difficult about that transition from medicine to entrepreneurship?
And actually, I was aware about all these things because Yashu belongs to a very good family. Okay, so there was quite a big difference. The financial status wise, it was a big difference. But I was very well aware about this concern of her father. That at the end of the day, I was supposed to do a job only as a doctor also. So I was very well aware about that. And that's why I always used to look for an extra source of income, a parallel source of income. I was exploring more about making more money. And as a doctor, what you do is you start your private practice. And I started that also. But then we got married on 19th January 2012, and 26th January I saw the plan. So I always say that it's my wedding gift by him.
Right.
Okay. So I saw the plan on 26th January. I signed up on 10th of February 2012. But when I attended my VCon in 2012, Jakarta,
Right.
I understood one thing, that the value with which they are running this company and this business is amazing. And it was totally aligned with the value system of the medical practice. And that's exactly the point where I decided that I can give more time to this business.
Fast forward, I mean, you're now 10 years plus in the business, right?
Yes.
11 years now.
11 years now. What are the pros and cons of being a power couple in this business together?
See, starting this business, we started this business with a simple dream. At least after working for few years, we will be having some financial stability. I can say that there are a lot more to do.
Lots of work to do, yeah.
Lots of work to do.
to be done.
But we started with a simple thought, and this is the best platform. As a couple, this is the best platform. Otherwise, if this business would not have been there, I would be working in my department, he would be working in his department. So we would be living as a couple, but separately working.
Right.
So this business has given us a platform where we can work together hand in hand, and we can help each other in fulfilling our dream. It's not his dream, it's not my dream. It's together, our dream we can work on.
But you make it sound so perfect. You make it sound so easy. I mean, what are the biggest challenges in working together like this?
I mean, I don't see any challenges into that because we complement each other. She knows my weakness, I know her weakness. So she is the one who looks after my back, I look after her back. So basically 1 + 1, it's 11.
Right.
It's not 1 + 1, 2, it's 11. And we always have a common goal. That's the most important thing.
This takes a lot of constant communication though, right?
Yes,
I mean, every
yes.
day you're talking about
That's
this.
the beauty of the business.
Yeah.
Without communication, you cannot grow in the business.
So you're constantly required to stay engaged,
Yes.
Yeah.
talking, sharing.
Yes.
And it's not that, we are a lovey-dovey couple. It's not that we fight with each other, we have arguments, we have discussion, but ultimately our goal is one.
Yeah.
So we have to come to a common point.
I always believe that giving space to each other and understanding each other is very important. That's the most important thing, because Yashu, she has always given me that space, that space so that I can do whatever I want to do. That's the most important thing. And that trust, that faith, and I think it's always because of that only. The expectation from each other. For us, we all know it. We don't talk about that expectation, but we know. I know what she expects from me. She knows what I expect from her.
Right.
So that's how it's very simple. And that's the best thing in our business also. So I think.
So taking a look back into your medical profession, and then looking into your journey in entrepreneurship, Brijesh, what has really changed about you making that transition?
The most important thing, see, I became a doctor because my family background, I lost my father at a very early age. So it was my joint family, my grandfather, my uncles, they looked after me. Yashu comes from a very good family. I mean, financially they were very sound. Okay, so for me, the money was very important. And at that age, either you become a doctor or an engineer. I became a doctor. And the thought was not to solve society. The thought was to make money. Simple. I'm very truthful.
Yes.
I became a doctor not to solve society. I became a doctor that I will make money. Yes, from outside it will look like that I'm serving society as well. Okay, that concept of serving society became very clear in the business, and money is a byproduct.
Right.
I'm not denying the fact that I started with the thought of making some extra income.
Yeah.
I'm not denying from that.
Yeah.
I'm not running away from that particular thought. But over a period of time, I understood that if I start serving my people, my teammates,
teams, yeah.
in terms of, I mean, in return, it's like serving society, I will start making more money. So the focus shifted from making money, which was the initial focus in medical profession also.
Yeah.
The focus shifted from making money to serving your people. That's the most important thing I have on in the business, I can say.
Amazing.
And it
Yashu?
started with the simple thought. When I started this business, I started with the job.
Yeah.
After my post graduation, I joined a job. I used to go to my job from 8 to 4, and then after 4 I came back home. Then I used to go to association for 3-4 hours in the evening, and we together have worked very hard, right? And not even a single day, Trevor, I could say, there is a thought in my mind why I'm doing this, why I started this.
And-
because I didn't want to do it for the people, because there was very small people, and to become selfless, first you need to be selfish for ourselves, for my
Absolutely.
dream, for my family, right?
Right.
And then this taking care of the people, this came later. And
Yeah.
this is not the thing which anybody can come and instill in you. Till
comes
that
from
time you
within.
do not have a heart of a networker or of a entrepreneur. You cannot help your people. And now, I have changed complete to a selfless people, selfless person, in fact, I would say. And now everybody, who is coming into my organization, my first thought is, I thank God he's there. He has taken a right decision for his life.
Right.
And God give him, wisdom and courage. He can pursue his dream. So this is what I think whenever I meet new people.
Yeah.
This thought was not there in the beginning when I
the start.
started
Okay,
my
so
journey.
that's a big change.
I don't know, this is a change I see in myself.
Yeah.
I was telling you before Yashu and after Yashu,
Yeah.
this is the biggest change.
Brilliant. How about we take a look at the most embarrassing moment that you can remember in your entire life so far? Where did you just feel, oh my God, I can't believe that happened?
Yeah, I told you I was very introvert.
Yeah.
The first time I held mic
Yes.
in front of not thousands there, hundreds of people, I said, oh God, nobody told me this I'll be doing. I took a pause of 5 to 6 minutes, and then I started.
So that 5 to 6 minutes of silence.
That was an embarrassing moment for me.
Right.
Obviously, nobody realized that,
Yeah.
right? Because for them, I was the upline for them. But seeing, ultimately, I was telling you, seeing their faces, they are here. They want their life to be changed. So that gave me courage, and I started. So that
now
was,
you can't put the mic down.
Yeah. No choice, rather to go
Yeah.
ahead.
How about for you, Brijesh?
I
The
don't
most
know.
embarrassing moment.
I don't know how I can explain any embarrassing moment in my life, because the kind of background I come from, I think everything I have faced in my life was the worst I have faced, I can say that. I have traveled in trains without ticket.
Okay.
Sitting in front of washrooms. In fact, sitting in washroom because there was no seat. So I don't know what to say, whether that was an embarrassing moment or sitting in a Ferrari was an embarrassing moment for me. In fact, when I bought my car, Ferrari, when I was sitting into that, I was just talking to God. I was just saying that, do I deserve it? Do I really deserve it? So maybe, I'll not say that's an embarrassing moment, but I don't think that I have faced any embarrassing moment because I have seen so many phases in my life.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So let me ask you another question then. What are you afraid of?
today, if you ask me,
Not your wife.
today,
Tell the truth. It's Yashu.
yeah, obviously.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yes. So
What are
today,
you
if you
afraid?
ask me, I'm not afraid of anything.
Okay. So
Today,
if
if
I
you
asked
ask
you
me.
10 years ago, what are you afraid of?
10 years ago, I was afraid of only one thing, that what if something happens to me, what will happen to my children? Because I come from that background, because when I lost my father, the most difficult thing for me was to go and ask for a pocket money. Whom to go and ask? You can fight with your father, but you cannot fight with your grandfather or your uncle who's basically helping you. So I never wanted that thing to happen to my son or my daughter. So that was the one thing. So thank God that I'm in this business, because and that's one more thing which I can say it has brought me in my life, because just think if I was a doctor, I don't think I would have done whatever I have achieved in this business.
Not possible.
It was not at all possible. So today I feel, even few days back I was talking to Yashu and I was saying this only, that today if something happens to me, I'm okay. So I don't have any, I don't fear. I mean, obviously the fear of God is always there.
Now I know you're not going to say Brijesh,
No.
but
not
what are
at
you
all.
what are you
Not at
afraid
all.
of?
As of now, I'm not afraid of anything, Trevor. I can't remember. Obviously, I'm afraid of God. You know, He has put us, given us everything, which we are
No,
not
she is afraid of one
capable
thing.
of.
If her son gets married to some girl, then he will not love me.
No, that fear every mother has. No,
That's
see,
the truth. Someone will take away my son.
that is, I'm praying.
I'm trying to overcome that.
Yeah. See, jokes apart, I'm just fearful about, just God is there. I can say that, and whatever He has given us, we were not capable of these things. So I'll work hard, and that's the only one thing. I'm afraid of only God. Rest nothing.
Amazing. Well, I'd love to spend more time with you, but we are short on time. So maybe we'll have to do a part 2 one of these days.
Yes, Trevor.
Maybe at
Anytime.
Malaysia.
Anytime. We are ready.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I know that you guys are very busy, but I really appreciate you sharing and showing us the people behind the business. So thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank you.
calling us here.